Competitor analysis. So the goal of this workshop is to learn how to conduct a thorough competitor analysis and win the hearts of your customers. And here's what we will cover. So the benefits of conducting competitor analysis, how to find your competitors both direct and indirect, and how to outshine your competitors too. So what are the benefits of doing a competitor analysis? So the main benefit of conducting a competitor analysis is that it allows you to spot gaps in the market. So you can look at what your competitors are up to, so you can learn and improve, but also find out what you should be avoiding. It can also help you answer the question, why would somebody choose your product or service instead of something that already exists? So get yourself ahead of the competition by conducting a thorough competitive analysis. Another benefit of conducting a competitive analysis is that it can show you in reference to your competitors where your product or service currently stands. Another benefit is that it can give you insights into what you need to do next. To get started with your competitor analysis, you should define the scope and the goal of what it is you're looking to achieve. So when you have this information, it's going to make analysing your competitors a lot easier. So what I want you to do is I want you to grab a pen and paper and create a list of all the competitors that you know of. And there are two different types of competitors. So we've got direct versus indirect. So when you're actually conducting your research and you're analysing your competition, you want to look at both direct and indirect to conduct your analysis on. So there are direct competitors. So these are the ones that have a similar core offer to yours, and therefore you are competing with them to win your consumers over. And then you've got your indirect competitors. So these are people who have a different core offer to you, but maybe in the same niche or offering, some similar services. So let's take an example. We've got hairdresser Katie here. So her direct competitors would be hairdressers offering the same services such as a cut, a blow dry, foils and colours. Then she might have some indirect competitors. So there may be a hairdresser in the local area who specialises in hair extensions as their core offer, but they also offer cut, blow, foils and colours. So can you see how they're just a little bit different? We've got a direct who's offering exactly the same. Indirect is somebody else has got a different core offer, but their sub offers are exactly the same as what Katie is offering. So you want to include both direct and indirect competitors within your analysis, and you should look for 5 to 8 direct competitors to analyse and 3 to 5 indirect. And always try to go for a panoramic view of your competitors as well. So don't just look for competitors who have a large turnover or heavy traffic flow. Also consider the new players on the market too. And here's why. So the new players are the ones who in a short amount of time may overtake those long-standing businesses. So they may be the ones to watch. We've all seen it before. Somebody comes out of the woodwork, sets up a business, and within a couple of months, they've overtaken everybody. So they may be the ones to watch. So to get started finding competitors, you can do a simple Google search to see who comes up. If you're competing within a specific location, there may be less competitors in your area, but this shouldn't stop you checking out the competition in other locations or even countries. So of course, if you're searching in a different location, you should consider different user behavior. However, what it can do, it can broaden your view. So how do I analyze my competitors? So when you have found your competitors, the next thing you need to do is to define your assessment criteria. So what is it you're actually going to analyze about them? So you want to think of what it is that you want to assess. So this will go back to the goal that you set earlier on. With research, it's all about trying to understand what it is we want to achieve and then work out how we can get there. So what I've done to help you with this process is I've included a downloadable competitor analysis template. And what I would advise you to do is adapt this template to meet the needs of your business and the goal that you've already set. So with a competitor analysis template, there is the template itself, and then we also have a document which goes into detail a little bit more about each section, what it means, and what we're actually looking for. And also what I want you to do is I want you to sign up to everything. So to really dig deep, it may even be worthwhile registering, signing up for a trial or even purchasing your competitors' products. So let's take, for example, Pepsi or Coca-Cola. Can you imagine that neither one of them had tried the other? You would even say it's crazy if they hadn't. Yeah, I bet you, if I asked you how many courses or products you've bought from your own competitors to check out their quality, value, and do your own analysis on, you would likely say very little or none. But why? Why aren't we checking out our competition? Why aren't we absorbing ourselves in everything they're doing? If your competition has an online course, do it. Because what you're going to do is you're going to be able to analyze what your competition are doing and make it even better. So another example that I want to provide is Apple. Apple are actually always the last people to bring out new technology. And what they actually do is they sit and watch the market and their other competitors launch their product and look at what the feedback is. And then they're analyzing all of that feedback. So when they launch their product, it's the one that has had the most user testing, the most user feedback. And they know and they understand what their audience wants because they've sat and watched what their competition are doing. Super important that you check out your competition on everything they are offering and then make your product or service stand out from the crowd and give it that competitive edge. So when you've actually completed the template, you then want to look at the results and analyze them. When you've done this, creating a short presentation with a brief summary of your findings is extremely helpful at this stage. So not only does it give you clarity on what your competitors are doing so that you can look back over the findings in an easily digestible way, it also allows you to share this document with any new employees or investors at a later stage. Honestly, people don't do this, but it's so worthwhile doing it because when somebody comes to work with my company, for example, I can literally send them brand guideline documents, competitor analysis documents, the journey map. They literally sit there and like a sponge, they'll absorb all this information so that I don't have to kind of go through and repeat myself to them. So it's always a learning phase for anybody new that comes to work with you. So your homework is to write down all your direct and indirect competitors, add them to the worksheet and analyze and complete them. So in the worksheet, there are some, it's a template, for example. So you can adapt that template however you see fit. You can add, more areas that you might want to analyze, or you can just work off the template itself. The template itself is actually very thorough. It's what I use in my user experience design business, and it's what I use when I analyze all competitors.